Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is Ian to throw first. Game on.
Not just because of the fact that we could have a new European Tour winner, but there are other things to consider. Like Jonny Clayton is making a last-ditch effort to get in the Welsh team for the World Cup.
Yeah.
41.
Michael Smith will have to wait in the coming weeks to see if he's going to make it in the England team.
Yeah, if Michael Smith had won this weekend, he would have gone ahead of Dave
85.
Chisnall, I understand, in the rankings, which determine whether you make the World Cup team or not.
The upside for Michael Smith is because of the fact that Ian White won a game and
81.
he got to the stage that he did. He's back in the top 8 in the world, Michael Smith. But ironically, Jonny Clayton's still in this tournament,
41.
as is the person who will captain Wales in Frankfurt at the World Cup in early June.
Could be an all-Welsh final here tonight. Don't rule it out.
Very possible. Joe
45.
Cullen would like to have something to say about that, as will Ian White and Mensah Suljovic. Said earlier in the week, I fear for people playing
85.
Mensah this week. It's a totally different tournament when he's on that stage.
Yeah, you can just sense how the haulers just shouted themselves out a little bit, haven't they? Feels like the 2,000 fans are just gearing up for when Mensah's back on
100.
stage.
Echo what you said about Jonny Clayton earlier. He was
81.
absolutely delightful against James Wade, and the scary thing was he was getting better as the game went on. If the game had continued, I felt he would have maintained that standard, if not got better.
There's a little cadre of Welshmen here in Austria this
140.
weekend, and they've all been sat on the same table and having a right old knees up and a laugh, and it's coincided
81.
with them playing some very, very good stuff. Richie Burnett, Gerwyn Price, Jonny Clayton.
All South Walians.
Yes.
Double top for Ian White.
Game
And
on
that's
first
very
leg,
clinical.
Ian White. Second leg is Jonny to throw first. Game on.
Steady 17 darter, we'll say. As in the modern era of darts, you have 17 dart average if you're on about 88
140.
and a bit. That won't win you many matches, not at this stage, but it's a good start. Good platform to improve. And like Joe Cullen says in many of his interviews, doesn't matter how many darts you throw, as long as you get the last one in.
100.
Yeah, fascinating tie that between Gerwyn and Joe. And we've seen Joe before in Euro Tour semi-finals. In fact, at this very
100.
event when it was held in Vienna last year. And he can look absolutely magnificent right the way through a tournament. And then he just seems to run out of steam and he hits a wall. Last year, he hit a wall against Michael Smith and only averaged 80. Having
81.
thrown 99 averages and 100 averages all the way through the tournament until that point. He's got to learn to keep it going.
The more he does it, though, the more he gets used to the rigours of the day.
Yeah.
140.
That's why you do find that people like Van Gerwen, like Smith, like Peter Wright continually win, because they get used to how to make the finals, how to make the semis, and
Success goes to success, doesn't it?
absolutely. Use myself as an example.
60.
Might not have done brilliant in the European Tour the last few years, but the 2 times I made the quarters, I made the final. Bullseye for Jonny Clayton.
84.
And he's the kind of guy, I've said it on many occasions, it doesn't matter what his opponent's on, he's going to go for the shot.
Yeah, well, leaves himself 37. Ian's a long way back here.
46.
That was a bit of a deflection, wasn't it? Double 16, his favoured corner.
29.
He will be back.
Yeah, no harm done. They're the ones you can afford to miss. When your opponent's not down to a finish, he's going to have to take out the 8 now, because Ian White will be ready to pounce.
140. Jonny require 8.
Yeah, double 4, otherwise known as the Joe Cullen. Desmond, 2 2s.
6.
Oh, ready to pounce, you say.
74.
This would hurt Jonny Clayton after missed starts at doubles. Tops.
54. Jonny requires
Reared into that dart in the 20.
Game shot the second leg.
Ferret does eventually get over the line. One apiece in this one already.
Game on.
Feeling a little bit more laboured than the performance that he put in against James Wade. Fantastic game, that one. It was... Wade was just going about his business and doing what James Wade does, and you felt that, oh, this is...
84.
Wade will be happy with how this game is going. It was, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-all. But it was relentless from Jonny Clayton, and in the end,
140.
James just couldn't handle it. And it's taking big performances to beat James Wade this year. Certainly at the minute, he's playing that well. And Jonny Clayton produced one of the best displays we've seen this weekend from the Ferret this afternoon.
100.
I've just noticed he's got a dragon on his shirt, Jonny Clayton.
It's a big ferret.
Just a big ferret.
Yeah, it's just a big ferret.
Fire-breathing ferret.
121.
Yeah. I think this was when he was toying with the idea of changing his nickname, and it's just been the court of public opinion has just rejected any
97.
Pish posh.
Yeah, they've just he is the ferret. He will forever be the ferret, whether he likes it or not. He's just going to have to learn to love being the ferret.
140.
But Jonny Clayton has made another change in the last 12 months. He went to a new set of darts. He had these old trusty things, had them for years, and then he had these new ones designed. It did take him a little bit of time to get used to them, but when he started using them well, wow.
Yeah, winner on the Pro Tour last year, won the final Players' Championship event of the year. He was looking at 2 tops there.
60.
130 is very gettable.
30.
It is indeed. Professional dart players expect to get a shot for this. Single, treble, or treble, treble. Double 5 after 2 picture-perfect 60s.
125. 40.
Stokes number 1 Ian White there. Telling whoever's singing Phil Taylor's name to shut up.
Game shot the third leg. Jonny Clayton. What leg is Jonny to
Well-
throw first? Game on.
Dare I say Ian White is saying what we all want to say, but he did it very publicly. And he still hasn't been quiet, this guy.
100.
Do you realise that the Stoke number 1 is on the stage?
Yeah,
Phil
quite.
Taylor hasn't even got a Stoke ranking anymore.
Quite. This is Stokes number 1. That ranked higher than Phil Taylor, higher than Adrian Lewis, higher than Andy Hamilton. It's taken him years to get to this.
140.
Illustrious.
Have a bit of respect, people.
Yes, quite right.
That was a moment
60.
that will make me chuckle for a very long time. I've got many a nice story about Ian White. I remember being at the Dutch Masters with him a few years ago,
180.
and we both won our games. He said, "Would you like to go and have a
95.
libation?" And I said to him, "I'll have a small beer just for a change." He came back to me with a shot of beer, and I still got the photograph to prove it. Of the very, very small
165.
beer. Ian White, positively delicious in this leg. Double 8 after 9 has definitely shut that guy up.
100. And you require 16.
Double 8 then for a 10 darter. Ooh, long way inside.
8. Jonny require 146.
Well, earlier on, Sulevic was on a 9 darter. He didn't win the leg. Ian White is going to get another crack at this.
And you require 8.
I like the deliberate, long walk to the hockey. Just enough time to think. Doesn't want to think, wants to hit. Madhouse.
6. Jonny require 88.
Well, well, well. Jonny Clayton will fancy this now.
18s. Bullseye for the Ferret.
63.
Narrowly misses, but in the Madhouse, you've always got a chance. Can easily miss inside and bust it and lose out on more darts to win the leg.
What's rule number 1 of the Madhouse?
Miss outside, just there.
1 up.
And 1 in.
No score. Jonny required 25.
It's the perfect guide. Double 8 for 3-1. Can he hit double 4? No.
21. And you required 2.
The tension, the heat, and the possibilities. 1 up. 1 in.
On the 4th leg.
And a
Ian
sigh of
White.
relief from Diamond White.
Mid leg is Ian to throw first. Game on.
Spoke to him briefly after he won earlier against Whitlock, and I patted him on the back and I said, well played. Didn't realise that he's got actual fragments of things on the back of his shirt.
Oh, it's proper little Diamante studs in there.
6.
Should have known that, because when I did, it actually hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a piece of work, the old diamond white dart shirt.
140.
Does have a little twinkle under the lights there.
Have run into each other on a few occasions, these two. Ian White leads the head-to-heads
140.
2-1. Most recently met in Barnsley in a board final back in February. Did actually meet at the World Championship, Ali Pali, back end of 2016, so the 2017 World Championship. That one was won by Ian White.
100.
Jonny Clayton will want to win this match for many, many reasons. But he's been bumped up to the
60.
seed pool this week, and how would he dearly love to have some guaranteed European Tour trips for the rest of the year. If he can keep winning, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and we've seen Jonny play really well on the Euro Tour, but this is the first time he's ever made it to the quarter-final stages. He has, of course, had a big run on televised stages. He did that at the Players' Championship finals, went all the way to the
140.
final.
Beaten
By Michael van Gerwen.
106.
But that's, you've got to do that. If you want to be a professional dart player, get to a final and lose to MVG. What you have to do.
91 leaves 40.
66.
And that one just kinked a little bit to the right. Maybe a little bit of a slip out of the fingers, but that treble 19 leaves double 12.
Oh,
That one was in Germany.
40.
Wow.
Gets it this time. 3-2 on throw, and Jonny Clayton did have a chance to break there. The dart he'll want to forget.
95.
I mentioned the importance of getting used to the conditions. We've said it a million times that it's hot. I know that, but I mentioned yesterday about the swelling of the hands when you're going from a cool practice room up to this stage.
81.
And when you're doing it multiple times in a day, your hands are going to swell up, then they're going to come down, then they're going to swell up again. And that's what happens when you're in these hot conditions. It's really hard to get used to it.
I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to Rob, but Rob Crossman is in his quarter-final with Gerwin Price. It looked to me like his darts weren't going in the board right, and I think it must have been it was slipping out of his hands.
140.
And it's just something that, I mean, you can't really practice it. You can't do much preparation for it. You've just got to get on there and try and find a way to make it work.
24.
I tell you who would have struggled in here, that's Terry Jenkins with a very, very smooth dart. The guys with a bit of grip on their dart, they're probably going to have an advantage here. And Jonny Clayton's got a lot of aggressive grip on his darts. Not so much for Ian, only a few grooves there with the blue lines. To great effect, though. Is it time for him to start sprinting?
60.
Well, the opening
100.
4 or 5 legs of this, I mean, they could have gone either way. We've had players sat in the madhouse. Both of them been in the madhouse. Missed doubles here and there.
60.
Went very high on that 20 there, Ian White. Didn't want to have any sort of slip. Good pressure from Jonny Clayton. Finds a 180 from nowhere. Just in case Ian White can't convert tops again. The second leg in a row. Says come on to himself. Double 5, big dart.
30.
And that 180 has given Jonny Clayton a chance.
Does he go double-double? No, he looks at the 18s. It's that double 12 again. This time he pins it. 97 checkout for Jonny Clayton, and a very, very valuable one.
We had a sighter at it in the last leg.
Well,
Wasn't really something to say. I was close.
yes. I had some practice at going for it, even though it was nowhere near.
60.
Ian White will feel ill that he lost that leg.
Obviously, with all these missed doubles, it's dragging the averages down. They're not
140.
particularly impressive. But Ian White, having won a game this afternoon against Whitlock, where he was always behind in the averages, sometimes as much as 10 points. In the end, it was more like 6 at the end of the match. He's
100.
a little way ahead of Jonny Clayton in the averages in this one, but he might have the favour returned to him.
Do you want to know how it feels when you're in that position where you've got tops
140.
and guys way back? You think, this is my leg, and then they do something like that. You feel a bit like a Tyrannosaurus Rex at a vegan barbecue. You just feel like, oh, God, why?
140.
It's 3-3, and it could have been 4-2, and it should have been 4-2.
It should have been, and it would have been the first time we'd seen a gap open up. But this is, it's not the same standard as we saw
100.
from Jonny Clayton this afternoon, but it was very tight in the opening stages of James Wade, and Clayton managed to just keep on and pull away, and he's got a real chance here of a break and throw. It's that 1-2-1 that he had a go at in the second leg, missed the bullseye for it. Treble 17. It's the bullseye again, and the ferret is 4-3 up with a break.
It's Jonny to throw first.
And yet again, just like he did against Wadey, just getting a little bit better leg on leg, causing problems for Ian White, and now Ian White has a real problem.
60.
Well, Jonny Clayton, at the moment, is 28 in the world rankings. It's all sort of bunched up together with a whole load of players around that mark. John Henderson just
85.
above him. Robert Thornton, Steve West, all within, what, $7,000 of each other.
So currently, Jonny Clayton is in the Wales team.
97.
He is in the Wales team as things stand. Jamie Lewis is a couple of spots behind him in the world rankings, $2,000 behind, but obviously Jonny Clayton picking up money here. So he's looking good. There's still time for things to change, of course.
58.
But you would think if he goes on and makes the final, wins this, then that would be Jonny Clayton secure for the Welsh team. And he as a Welsh player, he did play in the WDF, in the Europe Cup and the World Cup.
And that's something that Gerwyn Price never did, because he came straight to the PDC. He didn't go via the BDO.
177.
Actually won the Europe Cup with the Welsh team.
And they've done that with Martin Phillips as his
I
captain,
think, yeah.
who has retired now from the Welsh team. The great Martin Phillips. Jonny Clayton is going to be a great asset.
I think Ian just saying that there's a breeze.
I'm just looking around. We're quite close to the stage. I'm just checking to see if any doors have been opened. The back door is closed.
Well, a Stoke player complaining about a breeze on stage?
Never.
Surely not.
Of course, this year, Mark Webster is more than likely not going to be involved in the team for the first time, which is sad because he's got an incredible singles record
Yeah.
45.
at the World Cup. He's never been beaten in a singles match.
Is that right? Wow. It was him and
go in price. They made the final, didn't they?
Did last year.
122. In your 136.
136. You'd love a 96 to leave tops. Should be. And is.
96.
But again, he's got to rely on Jonny Clayton missing this. Went for treble 13. That's 66. You can only guarantee a bull. It is a bull again.
Surely 19 is the shot there.
Baffling.
I know that it leaves double 11 if you hit the treble, but then you can go 20 for double top. You get a dart at the double rather than a dart at the bullseye. And maybe Jonny Clayton going that route, it might cost him a spot in the semi-final.
It's almost the same as the Mervyn way for going for 80 for treble 16 double. You get the treble, all well and good, yes. But the reasoning behind treble 19 for 79 is if you get the treble 19, you get double 11. Okay, that's fine. You get single 19, you got 20 in tops, but on 79 with 13 first, you can only go 16 bull. You can gamble on treble 16 for double 9, but it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I do not understand it. And the ferret, well, it is on those sorts of decisions that sometimes games can turn.
Well, Ian White should feel probably should have been 4-2 up. Found himself to be 4-3 behind, but now he's 4-4. This game is very, very tricky right now to call.
96.
The only time Jonny Clayton has beaten Ian White, that was in Barnsley last summer. It went all the way to a last leg decider.
180.
Maximum for the ferret gets him to a finish.
Who's got the best legs in the back straight?
164.
Both on a finish. Johnny would love a treble here.
60.
I'm not sure that's enough.
151.
One bit of brilliance could be the difference. Or one miss. 71.
119.
And now this has to be pinged, because Ian White is not going to miss that 32.
Oh, he's gone double.
79.
My word.
In your 132.
I don't know what to say.
Jonny Clayton is confounding us here. You've got no idea what he's going to go for. He's gone double for bull.
He's gone full on Eric Claris.
You said Ian White's not going to miss this. You said Ian White's not going to miss this ball.
24.
You lied.
Johnny with 125.
I'm still absolutely flummoxed by what he's done in the last couple of legs. But he is 5-4 to the good now. By hook or by crook.
Game on.
Well, Jonny Clayton is a leg away from the semi-finals in what has been a curious display from him. As fantastic as he was this afternoon against James Wade in his 6-3 win with 105 average, it's been kind of baffling from him this year. But he's found enough so far. He's given himself a chance.
If Ian White loses this match, he's going to be absolutely furious.
100.
Lots of opportunities to take legs, which he's eventually lost, but I don't think it's unfair to say that he probably should have won this by now.
Well, I think this could have been over one way or the other. It's been that kind of a game where so many legs, both players have had darts at doubles, or in Ferret's case, bullseye a lot of the time.
108.
And he's piled in a 180 there when a ton 40 would have left him a bogey number. It's, again, the decision-making isn't particularly good from Jonny Clayton, but his execution has been good enough against Ian White here.
He's probably going to go bull 25 bull here. For a moment, I thought he was going to go bull bull.
I did.
65.
I did as well. But he does leave
the
himself
inner
16.
showman of the ferret.
Well, look. The ferret is here to put on a show. The ferret is here to win this tournament. And he could well do it. Because it has not been the most impressive of displays for the man from Pontebarum. But he's got match darts. And the man who has bumped up into the seedings for the first time on the Euro Tour is taking full advantage. He beats Ian White. He is through to the semis on the European circuit for the first time in his career. Can the Ferret break the hearts of 2,000 Austrian fans here in Graz and knock their champion Mensur Suljovic out and go on to make the final? We will find out a little bit later, but the semis are about to get underway with Joe Cullen and Gerwyn Price.